What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and today I'd like to talk about something that's probably on everybody's mind and also something that I think we're all very aware of and we all have different points of view on. This video comes to us at the request of Joseph Walksack. Walksack, we're doing this for you. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Let's get into it. Okay, so he asked me a question. He said, and I'm reading the comment right now. It says, "Hey, Caesar, I know you're a TA guy, but could you do an episode on the impact of the Iran war on crypto in general, more of a macro episode? I just feel like it's impacting everything right now." And I would agree that it's impacting maybe a various amount of things, maybe even a lot of things, but I wouldn't say everything. You know, I have a different stance on this than I think most people do. And I responded to him and I said, you're probably not going to like what I have to say. Not that it's bad, but you're probably just not going to like what I have to say. I'm a crypto guy. I'm a TA guy. This is not my forte, so bear with me, my friends, for the effort that I'm going to put in here. Okay, so my stance now is basically the same as it was in the beginning of this conflict with Iran and Israel and the United States and numerous other countries now, which are all seeming to join the side of not Iran. They might not be putting an actual foot in the door with this war, but they're definitely not taking Iran's side. It seems, you know, there's a lot of countries in the surrounding area that are backing the United States, that are denouncing Iran for attacking them. You know, and Iran's attacking all of its neighbors, but the United States and Israel are the bad guys in this. And I don't think, and when I say that, I mean that facetiously. I don't actually think that the United States or Israel are the bad guys in this war. Maybe Israel is. We could talk about that later. You know, I'm not a big fan of the Israeli government personally, but I think right now what's happening is a joint effort, and everybody seems to say, "What's going on? Why is this happening? We don't have a clear answer as to why this war is even going on." Coming from the guy who, whenever he literally kidnapped Maduro and his wife in the dead of night, literally told us, "We're getting their oil. We're there. We're going to get their oil. They're going to pay us in oil, and we're liberating the people." And the people of Venezuela, they're like, "That sounds like a good deal." Like that's literally what happened. And there wasn't no reason then, right? It's not that there's no reason now in this Iran conflict. It's a talking point to say there's no reason. It's a talking point to make it seem like this is just the ploy, the plan of a man who is mad with power, of two countries that are just mad with power, and they're just doing whatever they want because nobody can tell them otherwise. And maybe the Israeli government thinks that way. I don't know. You know, they've had a blood feud with Iran for a long time, longer probably than any of us who are watching this, who are a part of this video right now, were even born. Right? This has been a long thing. This is not a new conflict. Okay, and I said this last year when Israel and Iran were starting a new war, whenever we bombed Iran, their nuclear facilities because they're making a bomb, that this is not a new conflict. We've been at conflict, and I say we, the United States. I mean the Israel. I don't know why I say we, because I'm not Jewish or from Israel, but the Israeli people have been in conflict with Iran for a very long time, for a very very long time, more longer than and not just them, but people of that region for a very, very long time. This is not a new war, okay? This is not a new war. And all of this is going to tie into the price action in a second. I'm just setting the basis of where my head's at so that you can understand where I'm coming from, so you can say, this guy's stupid. I don't think that this is worth my time watching, or this is a little bit different than my take, but I'll hear him out, or maybe you completely agree with me, whatever it is, okay? Um, I'm not getting political in this. I'm not getting, I'm not sucking Daddy Trump's Wang Doodle. I'm not spanking him either or toasting the bread, right? I'm not doing any buttering or toasting. I think what's happening now, and all we have is the face value. All we have is the words of the people who are committing these acts of war, these acts of aggression in another country, is that they are trying to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear bomb. That's all. And it seems as though the job is going well. It hasn't been a perfect, flawless, effortless thing like it was in Venezuela, but it seems like the job's going well. As much as the media wants to take anything that Donald Trump does bad, whether you like Donald Trump or not, we can at least address that there are more instances of the media lying to the public about this administration than there are instances of the administration lying to the public about what they're doing. They actually just tell us point blank most of the time. And I'm not saying that we know everything. I wouldn't expect that we do. Um, that's like that one comedian said. He's like, "You guys expect that the government's not lying to us at all? They're just batting 1,000." He's like, I don't know what's going on, but I do know this. The government's in charge of all of its people. I'm a father. I'm in charge of one child. And he's like, and I lie to that guy all the time. that's what he said. So it's like, I'm not saying that the government is completely transparent. You're foolish if you think that. But I'm also saying, what I really am saying is that the media is not there to help you. Whatever narrative the media is pushing, and right now it's very, very anti this war, that's typically not coming from a place of truth. It's typically not coming from a place to help you. It's coming from a place to engage you or even to spread a different agenda. That's a whole different conversation, okay? But those are just my thoughts. I set the base. Let's get into the TA. Let's see how this affects the price, okay? Because the question that Joseph said, that he asked was, how is this impacting crypto in general? More of a macro episode. I just feel like it's impacting everything right now. I think everybody's emotional. I don't think it's impacting shit right now. I think we saw the impact. I've got a handy dandy line here. Hold on. I don't know why my webcam isn't showing up. You guys just might not see my face. Let's see. Activate. Maybe I have to do this. Let's try this. Click OK. Nope. There's for some reason my phone is just, or not my phone. My camera's not working. Let me see. The big one's not working anymore either. Huh. Well, that's okay. You're just not going to see my face, so that's fine. For the rest of the video, there's no face, okay? So looking at this here, this white line is the day that Israel and the United States committed a joint effort to bomb Iran, okay? That's that day right there. There's all kinds of atrocities that are happening. If I wish the camera was working, man. There's all kinds of atrocities that are happening. From the girls' school getting bombed, there's innocent lives. Every war that's ever existed in human history, there have been innocent lives that have been lost. Or lives who would be innocent otherwise if they weren't following a corrupt regime, on both sides, either way. I'm just saying that this is not a innocent, bloodless war. There's always innocent blood that's spilled, and war is bad for that exact reason, right? But nonetheless, the main point here is that this here is when the war happened. I want you to tell me how much Bitcoin and crypto have actually cared about this war, just from a price perspective. If you had to guess, right, here's when the beginning of the war happened. If you had to guess that we would literally just have moved sideways a whole month later, it's the 28th of March today, so it is a whole month later. Would you say that we really care? Like this has been a month in development. Has the price action really cared? I know people are really loud about the war at the lows, and then they're really like, oh, the war doesn't matter at the highs. But really, it's a mix of both. It's not that it doesn't matter at all. It's not that it matters more than anything. It's that it's like, who cares? Really? That's what it is. It's kind of like, who cares? I guess it's more on the it doesn't matter side, right? We look at the other chart, and it's again, if any of you are getting offended by that, your little sensitive ears are going off, telling you, oh, that's so offensive. Let me just tell you right now that of course there are things that matter about this. Of course there are tragedies and catastrophes that are going on because of this war. Of course there are people all around the world, not just in this area of conflict, that are suffering because of it. That matters. That absolutely matters. And if I need to say that, you're hypersensitive. All I'm saying is from a price perspective, because again, the whole purpose of this video is asking what the impact is on crypto. And so far, with our plain seeing eyeballs, our seeing eyeballs here can tell us nothing. It doesn't impact crypto at all. It hasn't mattered, and it probably won't matter. It's been a month in the making. What new things gonna happen? Oh, troops on the ground? Okay, I don't think troops are going to get put on the ground, but maybe they do. I didn't think it then. I don't think it now. If it happens, it happens. I'd highly doubt that the price tanks because of it. Maybe we get a little selling off just from the initial fear, but we're probably going to pump back up too. It's all fugazi nonsense, really. It doesn't affect the price. And again, there's multiple reasons for this. Again, this is an old war. It's not a new conflict. If it was something, I really wish I could look at you guys. I really wish I could have the phone being pulled up here, my camera. Let me see. Does that work? Bam, bam. There's a hell of a view right there, baby. Let's see. Let's do the Ethereum cam again. Does it work? Man, why is it all the way over here? Look. Maybe I could just do this. Let's see. What about the virtual camera? Would that work? Nope. Wait, if I do start virtual? No. Hold on. I'm gonna try to work this out, guys. Hold on. Where's my virtual display? It's on the small right. Okay, whatever. I'll just do I'll do this one more time and see if it works. Maybe if I turn it off and then turn it back on. Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again? I'm going to get back to the main point here, you guys, okay? Let's see. Nothing. Okay, whatever. I'll just, I'll use my HD camera, as it says it is. I don't know why the box is so small, but whatever. And then if I do it like this, yeah, I don't know. That's okay. Anyways, I'm down here. This is the best that we got, man. This is hilarious. Okay. Again, there's 2 points of thought that I have here in regards to this conflict. Okay. First off, we can see doesn't really matter. Okay, it doesn't really matter from a price perspective at all. Second to that, do you think here this was the day that all of a sudden Trump woke up, Netanyahu woke up, and they're like, we're going to bomb Iran? You don't think that they planned this out months in advance? You don't think that this was planned out months in advance? You guys, we bombed Iran last June or July or May, whatever. It's been like almost a year. You don't think that this is something that's been in the works, right? You don't think that there were people, top people in the government, in financial places, that were aware of this beforehand? They were aware of this. So if you're thinking this conflict is going to cause a crash, guess what? You're right. It did. It already did. It's already priced in. It's already priced in. And the fact that that happened, and the fact that this is an old war in culmination together, is exactly why we're seeing bupkis for the price action. It doesn't matter. So you know what matters? You know it matters a lot to a lot of people. Let me see if I can get this to work again. Hold on. I'm gonna try to get my big camera on here. I don't know why. I have no idea why it only does a small bit of the screen. It's kind of weird. That's okay. Whatever. Something's going on with OBS, but I can just I have to look at you this way actually. I forget where I was going there. But just basically, yeah, everything. Basically, yeah, everything's already priced in. We've seen it already priced in. We have it already priced in. The top people already knew this was coming. Everybody. This is what I was getting at. Was the media. The only thing that's significant right now is the media. Is what they're telling you. Is your emotional capacity. The price action is not running rampant. Your emotions are. Your emotions are running rampant, and they're running most rampant at the highs and most rampant at the lows. And that's why we're moving sideways, because the market makers are having a field day with you. We're probably not doing anything to the upside or the downside until this conflict resolves itself. We're just going to be moving sideways. And even then, whenever I'm predicting right now, this conflict will resolve itself, and there will be just as we had no price action once it started. We're going to have no price action whenever it ends. That's my prediction. So in a nutshell, that's how I feel about this situation. I know that everybody else is saying this is going to cause World War III. This is going to cause huge economic catastrophe for everybody. We're going to have nuclear warfare. The apocalypse is starting. This is the end times. Stuff like that. I've heard this all before. You've heard this all before. Come on. When are you going to get slapped with a sense of reality and be like, man, the only thing that all these doom and gloomers have in common is that they're all wrong every single time. Whenever I learned that, I was a teenager. Somebody taught me that perspective, and every single time that I hear the media, that I hear the narrative come to this kind of grand conclusion that the world's going to end because of something that's happening with conflicts between countries or with whatever, I automatically think, okay, they're saying that because it's engaging. They're saying that because it generates emotions, it generates fear. I still can't get over this tiny little box that I'm in. I don't know how to fix it. I think OBS is having a freak out, but whatever. It's all just there to engage you. And even more insidious than that, there's probably an agenda that's backing it. And my opinion is that the agenda is to promote hate toward America, which really America, if it weren't for America, man, like, the world, I don't think the world would be as good of a place. I know a lot of people want to spread hate to America, but man, we do so much for the world, and we get taken advantage of by so many places across the world that we do things for. It's crazy. And I'm not going to get on here and sing the Star Spangled Banner and flip my American flag background on or any of that, you know. I'm saying that if there was an agenda to this, it's an anti-American agenda, is what it seems like. There's an anti-American agenda from the media. Not from this war, not from this conflict, but from the media. You don't have to agree with Trump. You don't have to like everything he's doing. You don't have to be about the war. I don't think that we should have gone to war. I think that there should have been, I mean, we did covert ops getting the president of Venezuela out of there. I think we could have done covert ops with Iran, but at the same time, I'm not in intelligence. I don't have the sophisticated knowledge of these operations to have a real opinion on this. I'm just giving you my opinion as far as what's happening now, what I think of it for the price specifically, and giving you a kind of basis as to where my thoughts are coming from. So I hope it's all well received. You can hate me for it, you can love me for it. It doesn't really matter. That's not the point of it. The point of it is I'm just trying to talk some sense into anybody who's watching this, that if you're looking at the news to tell you where the price is going, oh God, you need help. that's it. I'll see you on the next one. Hit that like button. Take care. Bye bye.